Hello dear students, welcome to Devika's Commerce and Management Academy. Anyway, we are talking about research methodology, right? Before going to the subject, I must tell you something. Whenever I am going outside nowadays, generally I used to find other channel students. Like I have 4 more channels. But nowadays I am finding our commerce students also. Devika's Commerce and Management Academy followers, I am finding it outside. So feeling very happy to receive you all. Now anyway, so let's enter into the research methodology topic. We have discussed something about research methodology. You got some understanding, right? So today we'll see research design. Very important topic and very necessary also. And you know that what is this research design? Whenever you wanted to get into the research work, first you have to design, research design, then that will give you guidelines. What is research design means? Simple, you can say it's a framework or blueprint of the research, how we wanted to do the research. So related to that, we are designing everything, we are planning everything in a systematic way, or you can say we are making a framework and we are making a blueprint. So that would be guiding, that would be helpful in the coming research work. Suppose so you want to go to Delhi, or you want to go to Malaysia, you want to go to Europe, wherever you want to go. So what are the places you want to cover, how do you want to go, where you wanted to stay, everything you will plan na? In the same way here also, before going to the research work, we will be designing, we will be framing everything, that how it has to be done. So if the research design is proper, it will give you proper guidance and it will make you clear, and the research work will be very smooth and without any difficulty you can work out. So that is why this is the most important part of the research design. Okay. Now we will see related to the research design. First thing is that components of research design. RD means research design. Okay. What are the main components? What are the main areas we have to focus before designing this research design? Important thing is the title of the study. Always whenever you are taking the title of the study, it must be very clear, concise and understandable, no twist, easily anyone can understand. In that way, title of the study you have to prepare first. Title of the study, because that is the main important part for your research. Then after that you have to focus on the statement of the problem. What is the problem? In the previous class we have discussed one special class only for the problem, identifying the problem, how it has to plan, right? So here statement of the problem, what is the problem you have taken for the research? Like example, population in particular area, or otherwise education system in particular district, or government colleges education system, government schools education system, or labor's wages and their work atmosphere in particular area. Like what is the problem you have taken, that statement of the problem is very important, clearly you have to mention it. Okay. Then after that, in the research design, third point, it comes to review of previous studies. As you know, in the beginning classes only I told you, whenever you wanted to do research, you have to review some literature related to the same problem, relevant problem literature review, you have to do it. So that review of literature you have to go ahead. So that is what we are saying, review of previous studies. What if you go for review of literature means, it will give you an idea, it will give you somewhat information related to your study. So that would be definitely helpful for your work. That is why you have to go for the review of literature. So where we have to do this review of literature, what is the information we have to get, how can we gather it, how it can be make it as useful. So all these things we have to consider it in the research design. In the same way, next, objectives of the study. Why do you want to study? Main objectives. Generally most of the people will construct 3 to 5 objects of the study. So that objects you have to design it before going to the research work only. So that objects you have to construct and design it. What are the main objects? And after that, methods of investigation. How do you want to investigate? How do you want to do the research? What are the methods? Generally 2 types of methods will be there. You have to collect the data either through the primary data or secondary data. What are these primary and secondary data? In the coming class, exactly next class, I am going to cover in depth. So, but anyway, remember this primary data, secondary data, which method you wanted to invest, which method you wanted to go ahead. So, that is about the methods of investigation. Then after that, sampling design. So, how you have to design this sampling? Sampling means how much sample you wanted to go. Say my sample size is 550. 550 in which area? What is the gender? What is the age? And what kind of people I am taking it? All these things comes under the sampling design. So, that also you have to be very careful. This is also, it comes under the research design only, sampling design. Okay. Then after that, constructing of schedule or questionnaire. So, whenever you wanted to go for research, most of the people they will prepare a schedule or questionnaire, so which contains relevant information related to the research. So, they wanted to gather some information from the others. So, questionnaire, how to construct it, what are the questions, what is the scaling. So, all these things also you have to plan it in the research design itself only. And related to the questionnaire and schedule, we will be talking in depth in the coming classes, right. So, next, data collection. Questionnaire is constructed, then data collection. Where to get the data? For data collection, should we go for outside, or shall we get the primary data, or shall we get the secondary data? What is the data? How to collect the data? Okay, that also you have to design it. Data collection. If data collection is over, that design is over. Next step, next one, it comes to analysis of data. Data collection is over. Once if I collect the data, what to do? That data is to be analyzed. If we analyze, data collection means that data is raw data, raw data. That data is to be analyzed. How to be analyzed? Where to give for the analysis? Some people, most of the people, they do by themselves only. So, analysis data, how to do this? So, that is also part of the research design. Next, after that, if data is analyzed, then interpretation of results. Results, whatever results you got it, that you have to give the interpretation, what you have done, what do you want to say, how do you want to advise, what are your findings, that everything comes under the interpretation of results. Interpretation of results also over, then lastly it comes to reporting and reporting and findings. Reporting findings means what are the suggestions he wanted to give and what are the findings he found it final. Okay. So, that is all. These are the main components of research design. Whenever you wanted to prepare research design, all these things you have to consider and you have to construct or you have to prepare the research design. If your research design is proper, you have to remember few steps, that is steps in research design, simple steps. How many are there? 6 steps are there. The first thing is the determining the sources of data, as we have discussed just now, sources of data, from where we wanted to get the data, first step. Okay. So, we are considering anyway all these components, but when it comes to the steps wise, first thing is that sources of data. So, what are the sources of data? How to collect the data, that is important, as either primary or secondary data. How do you want to collect it? Then after that, designing data collection forms. How to collect the data? Designing data collection forms. Here we have two kinds of forms, two kinds of methods. One is observational method or survey method. Observational method means just simply by observing they can collect the data. So, but for this, those who are assigned for this observation, they must be expertised. They should have a ample knowledge. They should be in a position to collect the data and they are expertise in that field, then only observation method is going to work out, otherwise it won't be useful. Second method is that survey method. Survey method means we just wanted to go to the customers, or we just wanted to ask them what is happening and how they are feeling, like through interview or through a questionnaire. That is survey method. This is vast method, expensive, but it will give you good results. So, like data collection, how to collect the data, observation method or survey method. And third step is that determining sample design and sample size. What is the sample design, sample size? Means as I told you just now, my sample size is 550. Generally if it is the research is small one, project or something, 100, 150, 200 sample they will take. Sometimes below 100 also people will take. So that is sample size. Sample design also. Sample design in the sense, size I have decided say 550. My sample size is 550. Now design means this 550 from where I can get the data. Who are these people? If this 550 are what kind of people? Employees, students, which area, and what kind of profession, what is the age limit, gender, etc., etc. All these things you have to plan it. That is, we call it as sample design. And size. This is the next third process. Once if we have decided that data collection form is either observational or survey method, then we have to frame for the sample design, sample size. Then after that sample design is over na, next organizing and conducting the field survey. Next what? You have to organize, you have to go for survey, field survey, go ahead, and how to proceed it, when to start, where to start, how much time is required, and proper collection of proper data. So all these things in the fourth step only. Then fifth step is it comes to processing, analyzing of the collected data. Here we have in the fourth step itself only, we have gone for survey, we have collected the data. This data is to be sent for the processing and analyzing and the collecting the data. Collected data, processing and analysis. These two we have to do the data what we have collected. That is why we are saying processing and analyzing the collected data. Okay, that you have to plan it, how to proceed, how to process, how to design it, and how to decode it, how to analyze it. So that is the fifth process. Then last process is that preparing the research report. Lastly, so how to prepare the research report? Once if everything is clear, then you can prepare research report. For research report, most of the time we will be making findings. Findings means what you have found. What are the major important steps you wanted to say, that is findings. Then after that suggestions, you can go ahead, suggestions, and lastly you can give conclusion. So that three parts we can say it as a research report: findings, suggestions, conclusions. These three parts research report finally. So these are the main 6 steps of research design. And once if you go for research design, what are the advantages we have? Simple few advantages are there. So for purpose or advantages, you can say purpose or advantages of research design. First thing is that minimize expenditure. Research design, you are planning everything. So in the beginning itself only you can plan about your expenditure, how much you are spending, your income, your expenditure, and how much you are going to spend, where you have to spend, how much you have to decrease the expenditure, how you can minimize it. That everything comes under this research design. That is why first point we are saying minimize expenditure. Expenditure can be minimized through a proper research design. In the same way, to facilitate smooth scaling, smooth work you want, for that design is going to be helpful. Everything is proper, you can just go ahead. In the same way, to provide blueprint for plans. What is research design means? In the beginning itself only I told you, research design means nothing but proper planning and blueprints of what you are going to do. So that blueprint plans are available, readily you have prepared it, then it will be easy, it will provide you, then you can go ahead. There is no doubt at all, there is no doubt, and there is no kind of what do you say, there is no such kind of problems and what to do, that kind of dilemma you will not find. Okay. In the same way, to provide a direction, a proper direction also you will find it step by step as you are seeing it here. I have prepared everything, then guidance is easy. First I wanted to do this, next I wanted to do this, that kind of everything is prepared already in the research design. Guidance or proper direction is also very easy, need not to worry, simply focus on your work step by step. Lastly, to collect the relevant data and technique. relevant data, what is the data I have to collect? Through research design, it's very clear. And what is the technique I wanted to implement? How to analyze it? How to present it? What are the techniques like ANOVA, T-table, chi-square, F-test, different types of even correlation, regression, all these things. What kind of techniques I wanted to use? That is also you are planning over there only. So it will be very easy. Simply the relevant data you are taking and techniques you are using it, that kind of facility which is giving you through the research design. Simple, easy thing. First take a screenshot or note down. In the coming classes, we'll go ahead in depth of research methodology. By the way, did you check our playlist? There are many subjects already covered. Someone asked me, Madam, you already covered lot of subjects, and what else your ambition? As much as possible. Commerce and management subjects are ocean. There are many subjects. My age is not sufficient to cover all those topics. So let me cover as much as possible with all your cooperation. Stay connected, check out playlist, whatever is useful, use it, and don't hesitate to forward these videos to many students because everything is free of cost. Let them utilize it. Let them utilize, let them come up in their life, let them have a bright career. This is what I expect. Don't forget to share, use these videos, study throughout the year, revise before exams. Just to follow this principle. Okay, see you in the next class. Good luck.